All right, my friends. All right. This is the Thanksgiving show. So let me start off by saying Happy Thanksgiving, blah, 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 blah. I hope everybody's going to be having fun today. By the way, it's nobody really, I mean, you don't really have fun. It's always trepidatious. We always say, like, okay, because it's kind of a holiday, but it's also obligatory. It really is. It's obligatory. Sit back, my friends, and wait. We're gonna have a good time. I promise you, we're gonna have loads of fun and laughs and high jinks and low jinks and a lot of jinks. We're gonna have a lot of jinks here today as we talk about holidays, how stupid Thanksgiving is, but how important it is, and all the bad food and the stupid parades, and how there's going to be a terrorist attack before you know it. And how about that U.S. Canada border, huh? Huh? You see Bill Malugin? Ooh, I misspoke. I delete my tweet. Right. Nothing to see here, folks. It's okay. Just another Bentley blowing up. You know how many times cars blow up? Never. They just don't. You know how many accidents there are where you would blow up? Bentleys? All right, all right. I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? Yeah, what do I know? I'm just another lunatic. Okay, maybe. But in the meantime, sit back, get ready. And before we begin, today, as we talk about food and all kinds of, pies and crap that we normally don't eat, and you're going to eat that tryptophan, awful turkey with the antibiotics and the growth hormones and blah, okay? Let's talk about what happens in the event there is no food. What happens if all of a sudden there's some shutdown because of something you never even anticipated? Oh, that's not possible? Really? Really? Uh-huh. Does that COVID thing ring a bell? Did you think that was possible? Did you think they could shut the world down over that? Well, they did. So listen carefully. Patriot, the world at every level and facet is in peril. Everything has changed. The great reset is here. Just look around you. You must become more self reliant and sufficient and secure the future for your family. Act today with My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply is the country's largest preparedness company, and it's more than equipped to stock your shelf. Their best selling 3-month emergency food kit provides delicious breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years in storage. And right now, listen carefully, it's $200 off. That's right. Get over 2,000 calories every day. Just add water and heat, then eat. Make sure every member of your family has a 3-month food kit from My Patriot Supply. Go right now to my special website at preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com for $200 in savings. Be sure to order by 3 p.m. for free same-day shipping. It's best to have emergency food and not need it than to need it and not have it. Take $200 off right now at preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Write this down, commit it to memory, preparewithlionel.com. That's right, dear friends. Hey, by the way, before we begin, can I read this one little bit from you? This is from Dr. Greger and nutritionfacts.org. This is one of my favorites. Just think about this one today. I know you're not going to care about it, but I'm going to throw it out anyway, just for your consideration. You're going to love this. Check this out. While animal protein intake is generally associated with weight gain, poultry such as turkey appears to be the worst, especially with 40% more weight gain than red meat or processed meat. When it comes to turkey, however, gaining a few pounds isn't the only concern. With a high fat content, poultry appears to promote diabetes and the development of pancreatic cancer more than other animal products, potentially raising one's risk of pancreatic cancer by 72% for every 50 grams increase in daily poultry consumption. Turkey consumption may also cause the rapid uptake and accumulation of the neurotoxin Harman linked to essential tremor, cancer, and Parkinson's disease. Gobble, 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 gobble. Okay? Gobble, goggle. Here's what somebody wrote in Twitter. No one I know has ever had any of these problems from eating turkey. Smokers, on the other hand, everyone I've known for smoke. This is just you see how people, you see what people do? They go, well, I don't know anybody who's done that. I don't know anybody who's done. You hear how people, this is what's wrong with this. When you don't like to hear something, you just change your mind. Change your tune. Now, my friends, who's buying that border story, huh? Huh? Who's buying that border story? Anybody? Any of you neat folks saying, hey, nothing wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. There's just this Bentley that blew up. This guy's going to a Kiss concert and kaboom. Okay. Could be. Listen to this. You know Bill Malugin? Bill Malugin's a guy on Fox. He's a border reporter with the hair. He's got the hair, and he's on Fox News. And he's like the new up-and-comer. He's going to be the big star of the future. Bill Malugin. Listen to what he writes. You're going to love this one. He writes this. First, he said, this latest tweet, deleting this prior tweet as colleague Alexis McAdams TV has now updated and clarified her reporting. She says her police sources initially had high confidence there were explosives in the vehicle due to condition of the car. She says sources say it now appears it was a result of speed or impact. Now let me read this again. She says her police sources initially had high confidence there were explosives in the vehicle due to the condition of the car. She says sources say it now appears it was a result of speed or impact. This is the original tweet. Breaking. High-level local police sources tell colleague Alexis McAdams TV that the vehicle explosion at the Rainbow Bridge border crossing in New York was an attempted terror attack with a vehicle full of explosives. 2 men in the car, dead. I'm awaiting a response from CBP regarding any injuries to their personnel. It went from 2 men dead in the car to, well, it was a husband and wife. They're going to the kids. No, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Am I telling you that's impossible? Of course not. Am I telling you that's not true? Of course not. I don't know this. Isn't that interesting, though? Wasn't that fast? Whoa! And they said maybe might have been an accident, might have been a medical condition. Might have been. Now, let me just tell you this right now. Keep an eye on today. What time is the parade start, roughly? Right now, 8:30. Watch the parade today. What time is this protest starting, do you think? Chaos is called for 11 a.m. Right around 11 o'clock Eastern time, watch the parade. But I wouldn't go there. I'm just saying, I ain't going nowhere near that. No way, Jose or Hose B. No way. You ain't getting me there. Nope. Because you know, and I know, that the only way to make things, dare I say, what's the word? Interesting, is for there to be complete and total chaos. Chaos in the world and destabilization. Let me give you an example of something. You might say to yourself, well, what are you talking about? Let me give you an example. You see, depending upon which side you're on, there are some folks who would say, we've got to get the word out that these Hamas people and Al-Aqsa Brigade and all these folks, okay, all these lunatics, we have this belief that it might be better. It might behoove us to have how do we say this? To have this type of activity happen elsewhere. What do you mean by that? Well, if Americans think that Hamas is only in Gaza or whatever, they're going to say, that's that crazy Israel, Middle East stuff. And, what are you going to do? And blah, blah, blah. But, if somehow you could say, no, it's not just there, it's everywhere. Very interesting. That changes the whole dynamic, doesn't it? That changes everything, doesn't it? It sure does. Now, think about that. If I were a terrorist, that's one thing I would do. I would never want you to think that this is just over there. I want to get as many people involved in, and more importantly, depending upon how it works, let me give you an example. You may not remember this, but at the time of the time at the time of AIDS in the 80s, one of the biggest problems, believe it or not, one of the biggest problems was a bunch of folks who basically made people think or suggested that, if you're just a regular person, you have nothing to worry about. AIDS really only affects age or IV drug users and that sort of thing. That's what people thought. So what was interesting, oddly enough, was they said, well, no. So at the time, listen to me carefully, at the time that this stuff was happening, at the time that everything was whatever, there were people who were suspected of actually going into the straight community in order to perhaps infect straight people. This was true. Or to make others say, oh no, this could be this is susceptible by a lot of people. I'll give you an example. There was a Rolling Stone article years ago, I remember, and they went crazy over this. And a lot of folks were saying, yeah, I got HIV. Sometimes, Ryan White and others, they contracted AIDS by virtue of blood transfusions and the like. Greg Scarpa, the mobster, the Grim Reaper, he contracted it. But then there were other people who got it and were saying, well, where'd you get it from? Oh, I was sexually active. Heterosexual? Yeah. You caught AIDS from a woman? You did. A male? You did. Huh. Now that's really not, I don't know about it. You did? Yes. Okay. Well, now, at the time, prior to that, I think it was Rolling Stone, did this investigation, and there was this investigator who said, of all the cases that I received, of all the individuals I learned of who claims heterosexual males that they received it through heterosexual contact, they went and they investigated and pushed, and lo and behold, they might not have been telling the truth. They might have had perhaps a homosexual dalliance that they didn't want anybody to know about. And that they went crazy over that. How dare you? Why? Because the only way this was going to the only way that these cases were ever going to be solved and cured is if everybody thought that everybody could get AIDS. And if you're putting out articles that say that that there's no way a man can get it from a woman, well, they're going to say, yeah, it's just a gay thing. HIV drug or IV drug users, pun there, IV drug users doesn't affect me. Okay? That makes sense? Does that make sense? So don't be surprised if any of this stuff really changes the matrix of stuff. That's all I'm saying. Because remember, if I were a terrorist, I would make sure that I cause problems all over the world. Okay? Interesting. Another one bites the dust. Another one of these stupid people. Stupid people decide that they're going to go online and they're going to say these vile and horrible things about others in Palestine. And now there's a fellow here. Let me explain this to you. Let me see if I can explain this. I don't know what happens to you, but I want you to explain to your kids the following. In America, we live in a world where you have freedom of speech. Thank you, Mr. Peroni or Ms. Smash the like button. The like button is pathetic. I have been very, very good for most of you. There's only 84 likes. That is disgusting. That is vile. That is incomprehensibly horrible. How dare you? All right. Anyway, something happens. Something happens to people, and I don't know what it means. When all of a sudden they say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to say these things that are just. Now, you can say to yourself, I do not like the policy of the Israeli government as how they are dealing with Hamas in Gaza. No problem. No problem. Got it? Right. Simple. Simple. What else? Well, you can also say, I don't like what Hamas is doing. I don't like the response of the Palestinian Authority. I don't think, fine. You could talk about policy. You can talk about fact. You can talk about what people are doing. Or you could talk about the people who are Israeli, the people who are Palestinian, the people who are whatever. You could talk about them. You can talk about them. You can talk about them in ways that are so vile, so horrible, so mean-spirited. Then you can be like this idiot who takes it upon himself to harass this poor Egyptian. He has a food cart here in Manhattan. Manhattan. I don't get it. So they're charging him with aggravated harassment and a hate crime. Now, this is where I say, no, wait a minute. Don't charge him with a hate crime. If he's going up and he's harassing somebody every single day and threatening them, maybe there's something to be said for that. Maybe there's something that we need to address with that. But do not go and merely find yourself in the position of, I guess, being charged with uttering hate. You've heard my spiel on that one. You've heard me say that there is no such thing as hate crimes. Okay. So today is going to be, I think they were filling up the balloons yesterday. You couldn't get me anywhere near it. We live in a world that's just filled with demented people, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the most vile people you can imagine. Now, by the way, what are you doing today? Tell me what you are doing. And especially if you are from another country, what do you find so weird about Thanksgiving? Because I'm more than happy to suggest. What is it? What is it? Here's somebody still believing that Tucker Carlson could ever be. You don't mean you want Tucker Carlson as vice president. That is insane. Tucker Carlson is a child. Tucker Carlson has a lot of issues to deal with in terms of importance. He's a snob. He's not what you think. Says some good stuff. Very bold, but this is not the guy you want representing you. So whatever you think, get him out of your mind for running for office. You don't mean that. He is not a friend of the common man. He is an elitist. He is a snob. And he wants to primarily hang around people like, well, like that horrible room. Anyway, the usual subject. I'm so unimpressed. So unimpressed. Look at Lex Friedman hanging around. I'm hanging around Bezos. Jeff Bezos. He's my friend. Yeah, okay, Lex. All righty. Take it easy. Donald Trump is not going to be allowed anywhere near the presidency. You know it. I know it. Period. Okay. Let me see. Laura Floyd, meal with mom and nephews. Oh. It's interesting. Mom and nephews. Interesting. I like that. Where are the other people that would normally be a part of that? The I guess what siblings and others? Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Cranberry sauce smoothie. Stay away from smoothies. Smoothies are not good. Raul Rodriguez says, I will watch Toyland with Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy never really got them, but I thank you for that. You're a good man. Thank you. No smoothies. Don't eat smoothies. Smoothies hit your blood. You talk about glycemic index through the roof. All of a sudden you say, whoa, hey, you like sugar? You like fructose? Watch this. Pow! You pulverize it, drink it, and just. Sometimes some things, interestingly enough, are better delivered through this. Other things are not. You cannot believe the horror stories around turkeys. You cannot believe it. People have this idea that, it's white food. We have a friend. I'll take a turkey club. Why do you want turkey? Because it's white meat. You're an idiot. What do you mean it's white meat? Do you know what's in turkey? It's good, isn't it? No. Good? Well, you're not going to drop dead just because you eat it. But it's like, where do they get this stuff from? Well, it's fish. Fish is good. Why is it good? Why? Well, I don't know. Remember the fish oil? Remember that? People say, what are you taking that for? What's the point? Was it fish oil? I forget what it was exactly. Make a long story very, very short. I want to read this thing to you, which I find this drives people crazy. When you tell them something that they like and they just won't listen to you because, well, I like that. I don't care whether you like it or not. I like heroin. Well, I know you like heroin. It's not good for you. Yeah, but I like it. I know you like it, but it's not good for you. Here we go. Listen to this one. Let me read some of this. This is from nutritionfacts.org. I love this. Turkey meat may contain toxic chemicals and life-threatening bacteria. Processed meat appears to come prepackaged with cancer-causing agents containing dangerously high levels of nitrosamines, the chemical compounds considered to be most carcinogenic agents in cigarette smoke. Workers in poultry, slaughtering, and processing plants have significantly increased risk of dying from certain cancers, including those of the cervix, penis, liver, and pancreas, a phenomenon that might be explained by the increasing presence of cancer-causing viruses in poultry products. Men who regularly consume poultry have 4 times the greater risk of developing prostate cancer compared with non-poultry eaters. Turkey feed often contains antibiotics, which may foster the growth of multi-drug resistant pathogens, including E. coli and Salmonella, which causes more deaths and hospitalizations than any other food-borne illness. A 2011 study found that 47% of American retail meat tested was infected with Staphylococcus bacteria, with the bacteria processed in 77% of turkey samples. Turkey was also found to have the highest amounts of flame-retardant chemical pollutants. Most poultry, including turkey, is injected with phosphorus preservatives, which appear to increase the growth of food poisoning. Campylobacter bacteria damage blood vessels, accelerate aging, contribute to osteoporosis, and function as an arterial toxin. Furthermore, many birds are fed arsenic containing drugs that are apparently converted by cooking into carcinogenic inorganic arsenic compounds, the harmful effects of which are magnified by feeding poultry the leftover guts, heads, feet, manure, and feathers of other slaughtered birds, which are often laden with arsenic, in turn leading to increased arsenic exposure in humans who eat the meat. Sliced turkey also has been found to be contaminated with dangerous chemical BPA found in plastics, which have been linked to diabetes, erectile dysfunction, and other nations' number one killer, cardiovascular disease. Now, of course, you say that to people and they think, I don't know, I don't care. Well, you don't have to. It's not against the law. I don't ever believe it should be against the law. But don't you think that makes some sense? Don't you think people want to know this? No. Why not? Well, I don't know. They just don't. Silver Fox, ladies and gentlemen, says going to a local watering hole with friends for a Thanksgiving plate and drinks. Then back home watching football. Wishing you and Mrs. Ella a very happy and safe Thanksgiving. Silver, thanks to you as well, my friend. Thank you so much. I, of course, am going to be in a place where we're going to be trying to explain to people that just because you have removed egg and dairy from, let's say, pies, there's nothing really that special to it. What I've found, believe it or not, that people have the most this kind of a demented resiliency towards wanting to know anything which is roughly the truth regarding eating. Hey, my friends, stand by for 1 second. Stand by, because especially when we talk about food. We've mentioned this before, but also it's very important for you to be looking at the future, because there are dark signals ahead. You know what I'm talking about. Listen to our good friends from Noble Gold Investments. Dark clouds are gathering as markets shudder. Stocks are sinking, currency stumbling, fear and uncertainty reign. The Middle East, Ukraine, Taiwan, the debt, it's endless. Yet one asset stands firm: gold. In crisis after crisis, gold is there in the background. Its enduring value guards against loss, like a missile shield against incoming. While paper wealth burns, gold persists. Shield your savings against looming threats: war, recession, contagion, and avoid the frenzied panic of the unprepared. Take control in the chaos. Fortune favors decisive action. Get hold of gold now before it's out of reach. And right now, Noble Gold Investments offers a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with every new IRA. Claim your free coin today to secure your financial future. As this new storm gathers, panic looms. And some of the places you were thinking of for your money, well, they don't look so clever anymore. Secure your future against disaster now. Open a Noble Gold Investments IRA and claim your free bullion coin today. Go to LionelNationGold.com. That's LionelNationGold.com. LionelNationGold.com, the only gold company I trust. And remember, there's always a risk of investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind. That's right, my friends. There always is a risk. Life is a risk. Everything you do is a risk. Listen to this story. You're going to love this one. Where is it? Here's a story. That's not it. Wait a minute. Hang on. Here we go. Pro-Palestine. This is from the patch. The New York-based organizers behind the recent pro-Palestinian demonstrations in Manhattan and Brooklyn are calling for a protest along the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City on Thursday. In a series of social media posts, organizers within our lifetime Palestine and decolonize this place told protesters to show up on the parade route with Palestinian flags and signs and meet at Madison Square Park at 11 a.m. Join us in support of Gaza, all of Palestine, and all indigenous people resting everywhere. As America celebrates its listen to this, America, KKK, as America celebrates its genocidal history of the horrors perpetrated against the indigenous people on Turtle Island, we remind the world that genocide is as American as apple pie. This history continues to this day as we watch the USA orchestrate one of the most horrific genocides being carried out in our lifetime. Paid, sick, S-I-C, P-A-Y-E-D, for by our tax dollars with the support of our representatives. Huh? How about that? You dig that? But nobody listens to me. I'm a conspiracy theorist. So why listen to me? What do I know? I've never gotten anything right. I don't seem to know what's going on. I'm like everybody else. Oh, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Beware. That's my thing. Beware, my friends. I don't even know what to tell you. A lot of people in this world, and this is very, 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 very true, but a lot of people in this world really just don't get certain things. And I realized that for a long time. And they don't get it, and they're not going to get it, and there's nothing about it. There's no way. People don't even know how to handle, seriously, Turkey. How can they handle something like Palestinian or terrorism and the like? They don't. But in the meantime, remember one thing. This is the most important. When you are doing your thing today and you're looking at your relatives, forget the Thanksgiving itself. It's kind of whatever. But I want you to look at these people. And the good news is that you have cameras and you can take pictures, because a lot of people, a lot of families don't have pictures. They don't have pictures when they were growing up. When we were kids, you had to take a film and go to the, the 1 hour, whatever it was, to get it developed. But now you've got your phone. Look at these people, because one day they're all going to be dead. And if at all possible, try to get them speaking. If I wish, and there's no way I could have, but I would have loved to have heard some form of, I don't know what the word is, some form of audio or visual history, like what did you do and whatever it is. That would have been very, very nice. But those are gone. They're in your heart and in your head, but that's what you should be paying attention to. Don't worry about the food and everything. Just look at these people, because they're going to be dead. And just remember that moment. That's what all this stuff is. It's just that. So anyway, my friends, I want to thank you for this. You have a great and glorious day. Thank you so far. We're going to get through this. These are very dark and terrible days ahead, but we're in it together. As a great Kamfong, as Chinho said, we're all in this together, brother. And I can't say it enough. We're all in this together, brother. So on behalf of Mrs. L and me, we thank you. We will be back tomorrow. We're going to spend the rest of the day. I'm going to be making notes and analyzing human behavior, which is what I do. I love doing that. I love it. You have a great and glorious day. Thank you so much. Please, 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 please. Thank you. And I want you to relax, be happier. Don't lose sight of things, but just do yourself a favor. Think of yourself, be a little bit more selfish. Frankly, you don't always have to please everybody. You don't have to please everybody, because frankly, when you please somebody, most people don't care. They really don't care. Remember this. It's a brutal and a selfish world out there. I hate to break it to you, but half of the time when you think, oh, I'm doing something nice for somebody, they don't care. They take it for granted. They expect this from you. People are selfish. People are inconsiderate. They really are. I don't want to break it to you. People are rude, discourteous, and they think that the world revolves around them. So just keep that in mind, dear friend. All right? We love you. Have a great and a glorious day. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'll give you a kind of a post-mortem then. But in the meantime, don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.